Well, look at HBO, spoiling us with all these Game of Thrones promos. Hey, warning, there are spoilers for the final season in this video. If you don't want to know that Arya is actually the waif, and that's a big twist in this final season, please don't watch.
The Together promo, 40 seconds of which most seconds were already seen footage, did give us fuel for our tinfoil fire. And by our, I mean mine. My tinfoil fire. Dormon is Azor Ahai. So let's start at the beginning. We see the same shot we've seen before of Jon and Dany riding into Winterfell with their respective armies. But this time we have a voiceover of Tyrion saying, "We must fight together, now or die." Obviously they are in the Winterfell Hall having a meeting with Jon, Dany, and Sansa at the Winterfell leadership table. I'm going to keep calling it the Winterfell leadership table, so don't at me. Tyrion is trying to convince the understandably pissed Northerners that they need to follow Dany and all work together to fuck up the Night King. The Northerners hopefully will go, so her father killed the Lord of Winterfell in the past and his heir? And then wanted to do that to the new Lord of Winterfell? And then let's not even get started on her idiot brother. Also, we just dealt with a lot of assholes trying to rule over the North, and it just hasn't been going well for us, so we're gonna hard pass. And then we get Lyanna just sassing the hell out of him. Ooh, Lyanna versus Tyrion. Who will win the sass battle?
Sorry, can I say how much I love that Dany is the queen? Jon is no longer the king in the north. He bent the knee to Dany, and yet he's in the center at the Winterfell leadership table, despite Dany having to be there. And it's probably because he has to separate Sansa and Dany from each other. This is gonna be so fucking amazing. I mean, I was totally against Dany and Sansa being all bitchy towards each other this season, but now, I don't know. I sort of want to see a cat fight. Bring out the jello.
There's going to be so much tension at Winterfell. It's going to be Littlefinger's wet dream. Oh no. How could I forget everyone's favorite character died last season? I really hope Sansa and Arya knew to burn his body with Jon not there. It would be awfully terrible for a reanimated Littlefinger to try one more time for that Sansa booty. Oh my god, please give us Littlefinger in the final season reanimated. Anyways, hopefully Sansa won't have to deal with Dany for long when Dany gets knocked up by Jon, has to go to Dragonstone to give birth, and then die. Next, we get another shot we've seen before. Wintertown with that little boy that is definitely staying there and getting stabbed to death and turned into a white this season. After we have a cool chase scene. Otherwise, what was the point of HBO hiring him for an action-heavy scene? Him and his sister are going to be fun to watch. And die. Again, more shots we've seen. Theon's 3 ships heading to Euron to get Yara back. We haven't seen a lot from Yara or Yara's actress, so that's definitely a good thing. Dany's 2 dragons flying, and here we have Jon looking sad and walking away from Dany, who has her back to him.
Oh shit, this is where Jon is saying that he can't be with Dany because they're related. This season is going to break my heart.
I bet you this is where Jon tells Dany they can't be together because she's his aunt. We just got that interview where Kit Harington said Jon could never knowingly have a romantic relationship with a relative. Calm down, Johnsa shippers. First cousins are okie dokie in this world. And Amelia said Dany is going to be cut deep to learn Jon is the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne. Calm down, Iron Throne heir people. D&D confirmed he is in the show. If you want to argue about why they will both have issues with their relation, I made a video on it because I kept hearing the same arguments over and over that are easily explained away. Jon is the legitimate heir to the Iron Throne in the show, and Dany's gonna have a problem with that. You just need to accept that at this point. This is the direction they're going in. Though on Dany's end, imagine how she would just not understand Jon's problem. Dude, Targaryens love boning family. Let's keep that bloodline strong, boy. Ride this dragon. Alternatively, how cool it'd be for Jon to be leaving Dany at Dragonstone because she's pregnant and he just can't risk her being in danger. The fireplace looks awfully familiar. Whatever happened here, Jon is upset and Dany is pissed. Body language is everything. Also, notice her outfit is different than what she was wearing at Winterfell. She is really wearing that black and red Targaryen outfit. Kinda reminds me of Rhaenyra wearing these colors when she wanted people to know, I am the Targaryen heir to the Iron Throne. Not getting great vibes from Dany just off a promo is not a good sign. I guess what we can take from this on the positive side, both Jon and Dany survived the battle at Winterfell. Now the question is, did they survive because they defeat the undead and the Night King, or did they survive because they retreat to Dragonstone or further south? Jon drops Dany off at Dragonstone while he goes to King's Landing to get backstabby Stabberface to help them. Cersei, you dumb bitch. Which probably does not make Dany happy at all. Extra blow if Dany is pregnant, Jon rejects her for being his aunt, and then he leaves her on Dragonstone. I'm actually starting to feel really sad for Dany this final season. To come so close to having everything she wanted, and then losing so much so quickly, has to be devastating. Next footage we've seen, dragons flying over Sansa and Winterfell, the Hound looking scared with fire, and Beric! Now we get to see him yelling at him with his bomb-ass lit sword. He's probably telling the Hound, come on, but the Hound is too paralyzed with fear. Despite the Hound looking into the fire, he still has fear of fire. Seeing tons of fire and people on fire is probably really going to trigger his trauma, which is why I want Clegane even more. To see him re-kill, the person that screwed him up by holding his face in the fire and giving him those scars would be amazing. And then if we're lucky, the Hound burns the On-Mountain's body. I just feel like that would be very therapeutic for the Hound. However, when it comes to what we're seeing here, I doubt he'll flee this battle like he did before. He's going to have an awesome character arc this season and finally push through. The Hound is one of those characters you know makes it to the end. This shot is of Dany in Winterfell, of course, and she looks like someone that is getting the cold treatment from another person. This could be a ton of things. Her talking to Sansa, who is very cold to her, Dany talking to Northerners who rightfully do not like Jon kneeling to her, especially a Targaryen. Her talking to Bran, who's saying creepy-ass stuff to her. The options are really endless. Her nose is doing that thing Emilia does when her character is a bit flustered or frustrated, a little flare. So whatever interaction is going on, it isn't a positive one or one that leaves her feeling good. Next, the Unsullied are bringing up their shields in this promo during the battle at Winterfell, and the undead are coming. Ooh, what do we have here?
Oh shit, Jon is letting his hair loose. You go, girl.
Seriously, look at those flowing locks. This has to be towards the end of the battle when he's tired, pissed, and trying to get to the Night King. I think he's swinging the sword madly trying to get at the Night King or to him. Okay, this next shot is my secret wish time. I really want this to be Cersei turning around to see Jaime. She is shocked and a little scared to see him, especially if she's getting ready to blow King's Landing up with wildfire. She is scared of dying, but also doesn't want Jaime to die. But maybe is a little happy that he's going to die with her. Or this could be her looking at Euron coming to the bedroom and her upset that she has to sleep with him. She is never in control of who she is with, even as the Queen of the Iron Throne. I kind of see both queens, Dany and Cersei, losing so much this final season. People have complained for a long time about women being on top in this show, and I kind of think this final season is just going to be a whole bunch of lady tragedy. Now this shot I find very interesting. We see Varys, Davos, and Tyrion all looking up in the sky, likely at Dany's dragons, but why do they look so unnerved and a little shocked? Is it, and I know some people will hate me for saying this, is it because Jon is finally riding an actual fucking dragon? I think they'd all be shocked to see Jon on Rhaegal and Dany on Drogon flying overhead. Probably even make Tyrion a little jealous. He's in love with Dany and always loved dragons. Now Jon gets both? Bullshit. For the people that keep freaking out on me and saying Jon riding a dragon is dumb, well, I mean, I kind of get where you think it might be a bit cheesy. Especially with 6 episodes left, it might be a bit rushed as well, but I just take what we can get. I want Jon on a dragon. I don't care at this point. Okay, moving on. Jon running during the battle at Winterfell, we've seen before in the last trailer. We see more Unsullied fighting and Arya fighting with her dragonglass spear during the battle at Winterfell. So we can definitely see the dragonglass defenses better on the wall at Winterfell as well, and also the whites climbing over the wall, which will probably overwhelm her quickly. Also, notice how this shot compares to the trailer. There are a lot of whites pouring over the wall at this point in the battle, and I'd imagine its northern soldiers recently turned as well, which is going to make it even more devastating and hard. It ends with the same shot of the white horse legs stomping down outside of Winterfell and Drogon blasting flames. They seem to really love that shot, but I guess if I spent so much money animating those damn dragons, I'd use it everywhere too. From Amelia's interviews, we get a lot of dragon action this season. Lastly, we also hear Jon say the same thing he said before: our enemy doesn't tire, doesn't stop, they're coming. He's probably saying this to the Northern meeting when people are getting all pissy about him kneeling to Dany, and he's trying to tell them that none of that shit matters. The Night King and his undead do, so everybody just get your heads out of your asses. Let's fight. Okay, so that was my breakdown of this promo. Like, subscribe, and let me know down below that I'm wrong about everything.